Each time you eat a new food, your appetite refreshes. Have you ever lost interest in your main course but then perked up when dessert arrived? At an Italian feast where 14 pasta dishes were served to a group of leading researchers on appetite, hardly anyone got past the 7th course. Most of them left the table, abandoned the food, ignored the other courses, and just chatted over drinks. But Professor Barbara Rolls, who was at that feast, describes how when dessert appeared, everybody was suddenly interested again and they sat down and tucked in. She uses this example to describe taste-specific satiety. This video is about how you can use knowledge of taste-specific satiety to adjust the amount you eat. And that's useful for weight loss or weight gain. And you can use this knowledge also to increase the amount of pleasure you get from less food. In this video, I'll explain how taste-specific satiety works and why it's thought to have evolved so that you can understand your appetite system a bit better. I'll describe the effect of taste-specific satiety on the amount we eat so that you can understand the impact of the number of items on your plate on the amount you actually consume. And then we'll look at a real-life situation where this knowledge can be particularly helpful in practice. What is taste-specific satiety? It refers to the decrease in the pleasantness of food that you're actually eating, whilst the pleasantness of foods you haven't been eating remains the same. In other words, the food that you're actually eating becomes increasingly less appealing as you keep eating it. It's one of the mechanisms that is thought to help us regulate how much we eat. And it generalizes to other similar foods. So sweet foods affect the appeal of other sweet foods. And if you're eating salty foods, that will affect the relative appeal of other salty snacks. It's thought that taste-specific satiety evolved so that we seek out a greater variety of foods, and in that we ensure a greater intake of different nutrients. Food variety significantly increases consumption. Professor Rolls, that I mentioned earlier, found in the lab that when people were given sandwiches with 4 different types of filling, they ate 1/3 more than if they were just given sandwiches with their very favourite type of filling. That's quite a difference, just because there was more variety. Perhaps the situation where this knowledge is most useful is at a buffet. So you've got a spread of lots of different dishes in front of you. If you keep taste-specific satiety in mind, you'll know that the more different things that you put on your plate, the more you are likely to eat. So if you're wanting to lose weight, then maybe putting, say, your 4 favourite items from the buffet is going to help you eat less than if you sample, say, 8 different things. This way, you won't be refreshing your appetite so often and you'll feel satisfied with less food. If you start feeling worried about FOMO, a fear of missing out, remember that because of taste-specific satiety, as we eat successive mouthfuls, the food is less tasty anyway. It means diminishing returns because the food you're eating gets less and less tasty. It may be helpful to remember that when you downsize a meal, the part that you're keeping is the tastiest. If you'd kept on eating, the rest of it would have been relatively less tasty. I just want to say that if you're suffering from an eating disorder, then it's important to talk over whether this sort of insight and knowledge is going to be helpful to you or not. This would be helpful to talk to your doctor or other healthcare professional about. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video with anybody you think might be interested. My next video shares another technique to help you to reduce the amount you eat without reducing the overall pleasure you get from food.